So starting with explicit SEL instruction, because it forms the foundation, it really just goes with, or it follows the typical instructional cycle. So what that looks like really is when you're teaching, you always are going to first talk about what are the goals or the objectives of this lesson. Why is it important to learn this component of SEL? Why is it important to become self-aware? And then you introduce the new material to the students and have a discussion or teach it to them however you decide. And then you normally give examples through modeling. Maybe you model the behavior or the skill to the students, or you have another student model it. And then it's really important that the students have either an opportunity to practice it individually or as a group. And another component that's really important that you might not think about is the self-reflection piece. And this is important because it gives the students an opportunity to reflect on what they've learned and then to recognize or think about how they might use it in the future or how it can help them in their lives. And then we're going to talk about some specific examples of how to give some explicit SEL instruction. So before we jump into this, there really are two ways that you can have explicit SEL instruction. Either you can have a full lesson like this, where you spend 5 to 20 minutes doing an SEL lesson, or you can have a discussion on SEL and then embed the SEL practice and principles throughout the day. So first we're going to talk about this full lesson, and I want to show you how this lesson follows the same points of the typical instructional cycle. So this is an example from Centervention. It has a lot of really great resources for SEL instruction. So looking at this, you see it's charades for kids, feelings and empathy. Basically what happens is one of the kids chooses an emotion and they act it out in front of the other students, and they have to try to guess what the emotion is. So as you can see in the red box, it says a pre-discussion. You talk to them first about the importance of recognizing other people's emotions. This is the goal or the objective, helping them understand why it is important to do this. And then you have the introduction of the material. They have a discussion on what emotions are, what they might look like, and how to tell what emotions people are having. And then in the modeling section, it says to explain that that you can tell a lot about someone's feelings through their body language. And this would be a really awesome opportunity for the teacher to maybe model what that looks like, how body language can show emotions. And then moving on, you have the directions, which is the opportunity for them to practice. And then the self-reflection, which has questions such as, what cues did you use to guess what another person was feeling during the game? And this just gives them an opportunity to, as a class, to discuss what they learned and why it's important and how they can apply it to their life. So you can have a lesson like this where it is a full lesson, but also you can just embed SEL into your everyday teaching. So for example, if you could start with a discussion on self-awareness and self-management and why those are important. And then throughout the day, you could model your own self-awareness and self-management. So that could possibly look like a teacher saying, right now I feel sad and a little frustrated because I'm teaching and I realize that there's a lot of students who aren't listening to me. So I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to tell myself, it's okay, I'll try again. And that way throughout the day, you're naming your own emotions, that you're aware of them, and then you're showing how you manage those emotions. It could also be talking to a student saying, I see that you are having some really strong emotions right now. Could you tell me what some of those might be? And so you're just embedding it throughout your day, and it doesn't add a whole lot more to what you're already doing. So those are just a few examples.